Hello everyone, we're your hosts Connor
Jack?
And Jona.
and this is Podcast Lizard.
Hi everyone, and welcome to episode 7. In today's episode, we're going to go over the recent announcement at E3. We're going to each talk about a YouTube video that we like, and we're going to all have a go at answering 10 questions. To kick us off with E3, Jack, what are you excited about?
There's a few games I'm excited about. Obviously, the first one I'm going to mention is Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man game, which I don't think it has like an official name yet, does it? It's just like getting called Marvel Spider-Man at the minute.
Yeah, is that not the official name?
No.
Alright.
It's just the name for the time being. The official name is undecided, I think, at the minute.
Didn't know that.
So it's PS4 exclusive, which I'm a bit sad about, but I've got a PlayStation 4.
It's a bold move.
It is a bold move, like, because obviously, what you've mentioned before, Connor, that Spider-Man games have previously been on, like, all consoles.
And it's a universal title, Spider-Man. Everyone knows him like Spider-Man, or wants to play the game, and the fact that they've constrained it to be on the PS4 is a bit strange, but...
It is odd, but I think it'll be just down to the game developers. Or maybe they got some deal with Sony or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, I think it looks really, really good. From the trailer of it, the gameplay trailer that was released.
Yeah.
I really like the look of it. It's got in the trailer, it's got very niche villain, which seems to be the sort of main villain to the game, I assume. Which is like Mr. Negative, the guy that was like all glowy in the helicopter at the end. He wasn't really like a big Spider-Man villain. Like it's not like something that really caught on. So it means that not many people really know who he is. So I think it's really interesting that like they get a chance to have a story be told about them.
Yeah, they can take it whichever way they want now, because they're getting a character where it's like, a lot of people probably won't know who Mr. Negative is, so yeah. They can take it in a lot of different directions. They've kind of got creative control over that character.
Yeah, it is a very interesting story as well. Like, the Mr. Negative character is like half a good guy, half bad guy, and they don't like get involved in each other's private lives. So it's like two guys in one, and it just like switches. So like at one moment it's just the nice normal man who runs like a sort of, I think it's like a food bank or something for like poor people, and he looks after them.
Yeah, Aunt Mia works there as well, doesn't she?
Yeah, she does, yeah. Oh, you've been doing your research about it.
I have, yeah. I knew we were going to talk about Spider-Man, so thought I'd look into it.
Yeah, she did, yeah. That's how Spider-Man was aware of him. Mr. Lee, I think he's called.
Yeah, Martin Lee.
Martin Lee. Oh my god, you're on the ball. I'm playing this by memory from the comics, and you've researched this.
I've got it up, got my notes up.
Yeah. So they don't get involved in each other's private lives. Like it'll change into Mr. Negative at points, and they're aware that they share the same body, but they don't get involved in each other's private lives because they think it's a good balance to have like half good, half evil.
Right.
Because there's no kind of right and wrong side to it, because everyone makes mistakes, everyone does nice things every now and again. They think it's quite a balanced life, so they don't really intervene with each other's missions or each other's objectives.
From what you described, it really sounded like Jekyll and Hyde. You were describing Jekyll and Hyde.
Oh, you think so?
From what you were saying, yeah. So like, there's a good and there's a bad, and then like one takes over, and then another one is less in control, and they sort of like counteract each other. It brought Jekyll and Hyde into my mind. It's a rip-off.
Well, I don't know when Jekyll and Hyde came about, but obviously this comic was been around for a long time.
Yeah, I don't know when Jekyll and Hyde came out, so
But I think it's interesting that he's getting a game. You know, this villain. It looks well. I mean, by the trailer as well, you see like it looks like they're going for a sort of similar suit to the one that's going to be in the film.
Right.
You know, like the one that Iron Man makes, because like his eyes move and he's got those like gadgets and his web shooters. You know, like that web bomb or whatever thing that you see in the gameplay trailer, where it splats someone against a wall.
All right. Yes. Aye. Yeah.
So I think they've based some of the ideas about the game based on the film Homecoming that's coming out soon.
Yeah.
I was reading that there's a few different suits you can get, like unlockable for him.
Is it just cosmetic, or does it like affect any sort of gameplay?
It hasn't been confirmed yet.
Oh, that's really interesting. I don't really know what, like, as a Spider-Man fan, I don't really know if the suit that he's wearing in the game is like unique to the game, just made up, or if it's like a specific well-known Spider-Man suit. I don't know. I don't know by the look of it if like I can recall ever seeing it before. It's got like the big white spider going across the front, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's a game I'm definitely hyped up for. It looks really good from the. Oh, but it's been getting some criticism about the Batman similarity in the moves, hasn't it?
Yeah. So in the gameplay trailer, you saw Spider-Man fighting a collection of people, and there's been some comparisons drawn to like Arkham Asylum and the way that game uses combat. It's unbelievably similar. If you look at the comparisons of the two,
it's almost identical. It's
really
undeniable.
Is. Yeah.
But I like it still nonetheless.
Oh yeah. It should be really interesting to play.
Yeah.
I'll definitely look at picking it up.
I would have had a PS4.
Right,
I was really hyped when I heard Insomniac were doing it. And I think graphically it looks really good.
Aye, definitely. Looks really good, aye. But keeping on the main theme of PlayStation 4 exclusives, have you seen that Days Gone in E3 this week?
Oh yeah. I think it looks utterly fantastic. It looks amazing.
It does, yeah.
It's a zombie game everyone wants.
It's like, it's an open world Last of Us. I don't know if you've played Last of Us.
I've got it, and it's still wrapped in plastic up on the shelf.
Yeah, so the way that looks like, it looks a lot like it could be themed like The Last of Us. And it's kind of being compared to that Horizon Zero Dawn in the way that it's open world and it just, the UI looks quite similar.
I think it looks really, really good from that like 10-minute gameplay demo that they released.
Is that the one when he was on the dirt bike?
Yeah.
He was taking different paths.
Yeah.
Yeah, really good that.
And where he's like running through like an abandoned like a lumber farm.
Oh yeah, with the waves of zombies.
And it's just hordes charging after him, and he's just running.
It's unbelievable.
It's fantastic. That's what I've always wanted in a zombie game, like hordes. You know, you don't just like one or two running at you at the time. You want like the massive waves of them.
Yeah.
That's epic. That it'll get your blood pumping playing the game. That sort of thing.
Definitely. Yeah, so a bit of information on Days Gone as well. You play this guy called Deacon, who's a drifter and a bounty hunter. So it kind of lets you know, like, he's got background in guns, so he's not just like a random, like, dad who's turned into, like, an unbelievable, like, shot. He can shoot from, like, 300 yards away. It's like, that makes no sense. So he's got, like, some experience with guns.
He's got a weapons background.
Yeah, which is always good. You play in Pacific Northwest in the United States, I do believe. And they've set a release date of the 29th of December this year for it.
This year?
Yeah. So that's one to look out for.
29th of December?
Yeah.
Couldn't have had it out before Christmas.
Oh, wait there. I forgot. So they released like a trailer for it. And they had the release date on the trailer for the 29th of December. And then they released the trailer again without the release date. So So they literally took out the 29th of December from the trailer.
Oh.
So they don't know, like, people are speculating that, like, it might be the case they didn't want to announce it this early. Because of they've literally set a deadline now. Or,
Yeah.
I don't know.
You think maybe they thought, oh, it might take longer to actually do?
Yeah, possibly, yeah. It might be the case that trailer was set for, like, a little bit like a month or a month and a half down the line, something like that. Cocked up like. But one of the early announcements in E3, which was like, I think it was the Monday it was announced, Assassin's Creed Origins.
Oh, yes.
Which,
back with Assassin's Creed.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's been a proper rocky road since, like, Revelations, for me. That was the last good Assassin's Creed game for me.
I quite liked the last one that came out where he plays the two twins.
Syndicate.
What one was it? Syndicate. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's it. I really enjoyed that. I thought it was very good. It's a good story.
So, Assassin's Creed Origins is set in Egypt, and it's literally going to go back to let you understand where the Brotherhood actually came from, the Creed actually came from, the origins of that.
See, now that's really good, because then it looks like they're starting to think about the actual storyline now, instead of like being like completely different every time you play the game.
Yeah.
They just had no idea, like it feels like they had no idea where the story was going every time you played like a new game, because obviously they killed off Desmond in the earlier games, and then from there it was like, well, what's actually going on in the modern day?
It was stupid. You were like working for Abstergo and you were researching for like a movie. I think that was Black Seals. You were researching for like a pirate movie, so you went back and your ancestor was a pirate or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Proper ass. Compared to like what the old games were like, with like gods and like random shit like that. To be like, alright, you just got to be an employee for a company doing research.
Yeah.
I've always felt the game would be better if they got rid of the whole simulation thing anyway. I don't think anyone enjoys playing as that.
Yeah, well, I think I liked the whole modern day. It's like when you actually played as Desmond in the earlier games, and you were like, I remember, I think it might have been Revelations, or it might have been Brotherhood, but one of them, you're actually like in New York City, like going up like a building, like big complexes on like across like cranes from one building to another. I thought it was mint, like you're seeing like Desmond transform into an assassin, and then thinking about like how that's gonna work in like a modern day. Because I think like eventually the whole timeline's starting to work up until like you get to like the modern day where like you've got an assassin well equipped with all the history behind them and all the knowledge that they can then wipe out the Templars for good. I think that's the ultimate goal of Assassin's Creed, in my opinion.
It would have been a lot better to build up to a game where Desmond was the main character in the modern world.
Well, it didn't really have a lot of good feedback. Like, not many people liked Desmond. I liked Desmond. I think he was a good character.
Yeah.
And to just kill him off blankly like that, I think there's a bit of a harsh move.
It was a stupid way that ended as well. It was like, oh, 2012. It's the year the world gets destroyed of something.
There's a sun goddess.
It's stupid as out. But it was unreal, like, in one of the old games where the goddess is, like, talking to Desmond through, like, Ezio.
Oh, I thought that was a bit cool, though, wasn't it?
It was unreal. It was mint.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit. Ezio was like, who you talking to?
Who is this Desmond?
That was good.
I hope Origins starts to bring back a bit of the story, you know, like the overall story, the plot.
Yeah.
Rather than just be like focused on like what's happening just in that era.
Like it gets back to the Brotherhood.
Yeah. Let's hear more about that.
Aye. So in Origins you play a character called Bayek. I want to see it. That's how you see it. Bayek. So in that you start out as like a mercenary. So you're part of like a mercenary team, and then that team gets it falls under control of the like pharaoh of the times, and I think the way that it goes, he like wants to separate from that mercenary outfit.
Yeah.
So he takes his own path.
I think it's really cool, like how he looks, because he's got like a sword and a shield. Like, this is the first assassin that actually has a shield, and it looks mint. I think the combat, like having a shield involved, is just like it gets me going. But then again, at the same time, could you imagine carrying a shield on your back while you're like free running up like,
oh my god,
a pyramid? Like, that can't happen unless it's like made of like tin foil.
Imagine how mint it would be, but like shit for like the game. If like you could climb all the way up to the pyramid and surf down the pyramid on your shield.
That's like, a proper game gimmick. That.
Yeah, like he's sitting on it, bouncing down the pyramid.
Proper starts rolling up into a ball. Sonic the Hedgehog.
That'll probably teach you out of the game. That like.
There's a ramp at the bottom.
That's like the end that like pans out and you're an arcade game and there's like some kid playing you and it's just like 8-bit graphics. It's
you know what you reminded us of?
What's that?
Lara Croft, you know, the old Lara Croft games.
Proper box art.
That's essentially what you've been talking about, like proper pixelated and then like just sliding down rocks. I hope it's really good though. I'm definitely gonna buy it.
Yeah, same.
I really like the idea of the RPG elements in it.
Like the enemy levels and that.
Yeah, and it's meant to be like really hard bosses to fight and stuff like that as well.
That's good.
Yeah, because in previous Assassin's Creed you had like zones and you had like zone difficulties, didn't you?
Yeah, you didn't really need anything other than your hidden blades. If you timed it right, you killed them with one hit.
I've always used my hidden blades just because I think like the deaths, like the kills that you get with them, are a lot cooler than using any of the other weapons.
Yeah.
I never really liked using swords or like your tomahawk or
a gun at one
spears. Point. Yeah, guns. Well, I mean like you know, for a quick kill from a distance, I might fire a gun, but like I preferred the darts.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes anyway.
Oh yeah.
Graphically, it looks intense. It looks amazing.
You're right, it does. Definitely.
But I know you've been quite interested in God of War, haven't you?
Oh yeah. I completely forgot about that game there.
Yeah, you loved the previous games, didn't you?
Yeah, I pretty much grew up on the 3 God of War games. The third one was unreal. Love that game. And the way that the direction they've gone on this game, I'm not hugely like motivated for it, just because it's completely a different direction.
Yeah, it's like proper like third person, over the shoulder camera.
It's like the God of War games were like they were story based, but they were more leaning towards just like tearing shit up with your fucking crazy ass weapons. And this one seems like it's heavily story driven with the son and Kratos. It'll be centered around their relationship. That's what it looks like. I don't know much detail about the story, so I don't know how it goes. But I mentioned to you the other day.
Not a fan of sidekick games.
Nah, escort missions. I hate escort missions, and if this whole game is essentially an escort mission, shit. Not gonna be good. But seeing that, the game we mentioned earlier, The Last of Us, I did enjoy playing that, and you did have a sidekick.
Yeah.
So, thinking of that, it has potential for sure. And again, graphically, it looks insane. The shit that they've shown, it looks unbelievable. We truly are in next generation.
I mean, like, the little boy can't be as bad as Sheva anyway, so...
Oh my god, don't bring her up. Resident Evil 5. Oh my god.
I mean, that's the worst sidekick known to man in any game ever.
If you can play that through that game on single player with her,
on normal difficulty.
Yeah, yeah. Hats off, like.
But the graphics in God of War look unreal, don't they?
Oh yeah, yeah. Like I mentioned.
I like, yeah, and I like the his axe abilities that he's got now. Like how he had like the frost damage or something, or fire or something like that.
Yeah,
his axe was like glowing.
Aye, yeah. Was it in the trailer where he threw it and then it came back to him like a magnet?
Yeah, like Thor's hammer. Like you just like pull it back to him.
That looks pretty interesting.
So do you think he's like now a god? Like now that he killed everyone, he's like getting all their powers.
He sort of was in the third one, I think. I think he was at the end of the first one. He became the God of War, and then was it the second one? He got stripped of his powers and then went down to like hell essentially, and he had to climb out of hell, and then he had to build up his powers again. Then in the third one, he took on Zeus. I think that's the way it went, and then shit went down. But don't quote us on that.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what's to come in this game then, when it's released.
Aye, definitely. I'll definitely be picking that up, without a doubt.
I think one last game I'd like to mention is Far Cry 5.
Yeah, Far Cry 5.
Like, Far Cry 3, if you played that, unbelievable.
It's got one of the greatest protagonists in any game ever.
And that's not even like your opinion, that's like a well-known opinion, isn't it?
Pretty much, yeah. That vast.
Like across the board, like a lot of people would agree that the villain in that game is really, really insane.
Yeah, there's like a quote that's quite known. It's like, have I ever told you... Wait there. Not that known. Have I ever told you the definition of insanity? That's the quote. He says it like in the beginning of the game when he first captures the dude you play.
Yeah.
That was like the main thing in the trailer when they first revealed that. I was like, oh, this dude looks like a fucking badass, like.
Well, throughout the Far Cry games, they've all had like really crazy sort of scenarios and villains, haven't they?
Yeah, yeah.
In like sort of realistically fictional situations.
Yeah, like tropical islands and. I mean.
Yeah, but even like the sort of like in Far Cry 4, you've got like some dictator sort of, isn't it? Would you say like some sort of dictator? Kind of controls the land, but like a lot of people revolt against him because they don't accept the way that he goes about it.
He's a bit of a weird leader in 4.
Yeah. He is really weird, actually, because like you kind of think that he might be a good guy towards the end, and that the guys that you were working with are no better than he was.
Disclaimer, like I never played Far Cry 4.
Oh, did you not?
Nah.
Well, I really enjoyed the game. It was a very good game.
Good.
Me and John actually played it together.
Yeah.
The co-op was hilarious.
It was hilarious. The wingsuits were mint.
Riding the elephants in the lakes as well.
But the main bad guy in Far Cry 5 is like some religious nutjob, isn't he?
He's called Joseph Seed, and his like nut group is called the Project at Eden's Gate. That's literally that's the organisation he leads. So it's just full of like religious nutters, and he's like this cult leader.
It's like West Baptist Church or something.
Pretty much, aye. So the game's
seen Louis Theroux.
Oh, he goes in like Louis Theroux.
Hi.
Oh my god.
This game's basically that episode. I hope so. It'll be mint game if it is.
Be funny as out. If you were playing Louis Theroux. You do literally look like him.
It's just even called Louis.
Oh my god, that'd be funny as out. So Far Cry 5 set in Montana. That's where they've chose to place the game.
Yeah, and that's actually a real place, isn't it?
It is, yep.
Whereas in the previous games, I think they've all just been made up places.
I do believe you're right, yeah.
Yeah, there was in Far Cry 4, it was like some fictional town in India, I think it was, wasn't it?
Was this 4?
Yeah.
I wouldn't know.
Or a fictional place.
It was somewhere like that.
Yeah.
It was fictional, yeah.
One of the main things from Far Cry 5 that came out over E3 was something so stupid. The fact that there was like a gameplay trailer and there was 2 animals in the background of that trailer having sex. So it's been plastered all around the internet like, there's animal sex in Far Cry 5.
There is in Shadow Warrior.
I don't think there isn't a lot of games, isn't there?
Aye. So it's not that big of a deal. I mean,
No.
if you're making it a big deal, you're a bit of a weirdo, aren't you?
Yes! Animal sex!
How could you make a game like that?
Oh my god. If you were like...
Moral high ground.
Yeah.
I do not want my kids to be watching 2 elephants bumming.
You put a relate to that Joseph Seed. His
I mean,
values are right.
If you're going to kick off about that, why are you not kicking off about the whole murder thing in the game?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine. Just like no animal sex. Don't want my kids seeing that.
So Far Cry 5's got a release date, which is the 27th of February next year, 2018.
That's ages to wait. I'm going on my wish list on Steam, like.
Have you?
I do.
The poster that they released with that Joseph Seed looks mint. With a table.
I don't think I've seen it.
It looks unreal. I recommend you looking at it.
Aye?
Yeah. It's just like a promotional poster.
Proper desktop background worthy.
Proper. Aye, definitely. But I think that's pretty much the games that we saw at E3 that was noteworthy to us.
Yeah, there was a lot of other big titles and a lot of games that had a lot of hype around them.
Yeah.
But those are mainly the ones that just interested us, that we picked out to be like the ones that we're most likely to buy and play and enjoy.
Yeah, yeah. But did anything cringeworthy happy? Did anything cringeworthy happy? Happen at E3, Jona?
A lot of things did. Honestly, there wasn't really any games I was super looking forward to because I don't own any of the new gen consoles, and the PC exclusives that came out were not really for me.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Instead, I'm just going to talk about a moment that happened at E3 during the Need for Speed reveal. It was being presented by this YouTuber called Jesse Wellens. I think he does like prank videos on YouTube. And when it came to announcing the game, he started off fine, and then suddenly his voice started to slow down, and he was like, "I'm here to talk about Need for Speed Payback," and the crowd just went quiet for a while. There's a long pause. And then the crowd like awkwardly started clapping him during the pause. He's like, "Yeah, it's a great game."
I was so bad.
What?
And then he just tries to get back in the swing of things, like, alright. And then once again he mentions that he's a YouTube creator. Need for Speed Payback is coming out. And then the worst part of it all happens where he's trying to intro the developer, who's the producer on the game. And he says, I got my boy Marcus, executive producer here. Thank you, Nick, for having me. He said the wrong name.
He's supposed to say Nick. It's so bad, man.
It was just like a total meltdown.
Yeah. He was getting loads of tweets on Twitter about it, and he just went with the punches, like, because you can't not. Yeah. People were like, you bottled it, like. He was like, I did, you right. He was like, I'm done. But he found the funny side. He wasn't someone who like got angry. He just said it was embarrassing, but he said it was pretty funny. He tried to blame the teleprompter for the problem. So he tweeted out, I feel like they pranked me with the teleprompter. So I don't know if it was the teleprompter, but it sounds like he's like backpedaling a bit. Yeah, I think that was the most cringeworthy thing that happened at E3, like.
Yeah, there's like a couple of other ones, but I think there always will be a gaming convention.
Yeah. Like high five misses and stuff like that.
Yeah. Other than that, though, that pretty much wraps up E3. Anything else you just want to say about it before we move on?
No.
No, I'm good, yeah.
Right. Now we'll each go into a YouTube video we like. Just describe it and talk about it a bit. Starting with you, Connor.
Right. So the video that I chose, it was out of 3. But if we ever come back to this segment, I'll just not mention the other 2 that I was going to choose, because they might go into another segment when we do this again, or if we do this again. So the one that I chose is, I typed into YouTube, it's literally seagull laxative prank. It was uploaded 5 years ago, and it's literally just a group of friends on like a beach in like a Miami or something, and they've got like Pringles or something, and they're just hoying like laxatives into it, and they put it on the beach and they kick the Pringles over. There must be about 50 to 100 seagulls flock to this the laxatives, and the next thing, it's literally a shitstorm. It is insane. Like, there's kids with shit in their hair. There's like dudes going down the like boardwalk on his skateboard with like a proper mountain in his hair. And the video ends, and there's a policeman driving on his quad, going away in the distance, and there's just shit down his back. And you can hear the lads laughing their heads off. One of the funniest things I'd seen like back in the day when I watched it, man. Proper funny. I'd recommend it every day of the week.
Even the name of it, like, it just hits you. Like, when you said what you searched for.
Yeah, seagull laxative prank.
Oh, God. You just can't imagine the horror.
The worst thing is, because there's so many seagulls, it's like, you can't not get shit on at that point.
Yeah, did the lads prepare for that and, like, take an umbrella or something?
I don't know.
Did they just get shit on as well? Because then, like, your joke backfires then, doesn't it? Because you're already... I mean, like, you've, like, cursed an entire seafront, but still, like, you're there.
To be fair, if I was pranking everyone, I would be standing on the beach getting shit on, just laughing me head off.
I'd have taken an umbrella, like, I'd have been ready.
Funny as... probably like a cagoule thing. I think it was them. Umbrellas and that.
Big umbrella with "it was me" wrote on
it. Yeah. So, Jack, what do you have for us?
Well, it was quite difficult for me, so like I had a look at a few of the channels that I'm subscribed to, and there's one particular channel that I've talked to yous about before called The Modern Rogue.
Oh, yes, yes.
which is actually like one of the presenters is a magician. It's my favorite magician, Brian Brushwood, and he's got loads of different videos on here which I can't recommend enough because they're unbelievable. They like debunk certain things and they like experiment and they build things and they try different things and they just cover a large variety of topics. It's amazing to actually sit down and watch. And I would say one of my favorite ones is called Do Subliminal Messages Work? And they kind of just go into a discussion about subliminal messages, covering like 3 main areas, which is like backmasking, sub-audio and subvisual forms of subliminal messages. And whilst they're going over like how different companies and different advertising campaigns have actually used these subliminal messages in the past, they also like back up their evidence with more facts and ultimately conclude like it's being told that subliminal messages don't really work, but they can have an influence on the way that you think. And they actually did a test because in their actual video, which lasts about 7 minutes, they actually put in subliminal messages. And it was really, really interesting because when they get to the end, they say, all right, we've actually put subliminal messages into the video while you've been watching this. So what we want you to do is just pick heads or tails. That's all we want you to do. Just pick heads or tails. And they had like a little box that appears up on the right side of the screen. And you just like pick heads or tails. And they just say, without thinking, just pick one. And you can see like it's got 67% picked heads and 32% picked tails, which actually in the video they had been pushing for heads, because when you go through it you can notice the subliminal messages when you're aware of it. So it's really, really, really interesting to watch. Like they do a lot of sort of similar videos like that, and I can't really recommend them enough.
Mint?
It's food for thought. It's like like the channel Vsauce. They just go over like loads of topics. That was another one that I wanted to suggest.
Bloody love Vsauce.
I know it's just really, really interesting.
They literally they should use them in schools. They're educationally valuable.
They really should.
Yeah.
But this is why I love the Modern Rogue, because they go over like a lot more niche topics and a lot more like things that are really, really interesting, like spies and like hacking and like a lot of like gaming stuff, because they've got like a video on shooting like oil barrels in games.
Mm-hmm.
If you shot one in real life, it wouldn't blow up. But they show how like if the conditions are right, you can actually get one to blow up.
Right.
It's amazing.
Pouring loads of flammable gas in it.
Well, no, it's like it doesn't work like that. The oil has to be leaking for a start, and it also has to be within a correct environment, like correct temperatures. There has to be like a correct scenario for everything to like turn up to actually make an explosion. You can't just like shoot an oil barrel and it will blow up.
It's pretty
Doesn't
crazy.
work. Yeah, but do you have a favorite video, Jona?
I pick one, but I had trouble picking mine as well. And I think if I got asked the question again tomorrow, I'd pick a different one, but when I first saw the video, it was just called I Learn New Fighting Move. But he's became active again recently, I think, so he's renamed it. It's called Dread OG Demonstrates the Double Flying Elbows. And it's just this guy who played a game that I don't even know what game it was, but it's a really old video from like 10 years ago where he goes over this fighting technique he made up called the double flying elbows, or just the flying elbows for short. And it's just some ridiculous movement to put all your body weight into one elbow attack in a fight.
It's lethal, like.
It actually looks like a good kill. The way he does it, he flings his entire body into it.
I was just gonna say, imagine if you were like sitting watching like a UFC fight. Someone pulls out the double flying elbow and actually like it works. It knocks someone out. They win.
It would straight kill them. One of my favourite parts as well is like people in the comments who take him seriously.
Oh my god.
They actually think he's trying to show this move and he's being serious. I don't know, I feel like words can't do it justice without just seeing it. It's such a stupid like attack.
It really is. It's quite a fast one as well. Like, slow the video down like to catch the whole thing. Like if you want to copy it, like it's like Bruce Lee. He's not quick, man. He's not. He's not. Right, so that's a collection of YouTube videos that we've thought we'd mention on the podcast. Like, I feel like because there's so many like YouTube videos out there that are noteworthy, it's something if like people have enjoyed it, we could come back to. Because there's so many that like we could know that some people have never even heard of before.
Yeah, I've got loads.
Yeah.
It's really, really hard to narrow it down to one video, so doing it again would be pretty good, I think.
Yeah. So some feedback on that would be brilliant.
Yeah. Be really helpful.
Moving on to topic 3. So this one's a little bit different. It's a questionnaire that was asked for 26 years by a famous talk show host by the name of Bernard Pivier, a French guy, and it's also been performed on Inside the Actors Studio by James Lipton. Essentially, Inside the Actors Studio is it's a class at a university in America, and they get famous actors, and they literally sit down, talk through their life, and then at the end they ask these same 10 questions to each actor. And I thought it would be a really good idea just to get our answers on these questions, just to see what we'll come up with. So we'll start off with Jona. Let's do it. So, what is your favourite word?
For this one, I had to go with Sasquatch. I had Satsuma down originally, but I had like a sudden revelation of Sasquatch.
It's mint. What is your least favourite word?
I went with guesstimate, but I took a long time picking a least favourite word.
That's a good one, that.
It is.
Guesstimate.
Yeah, people saying that.
Oh. Next one. What turns you on creatively, spiritually, or emotionally?
This one was pretty hard as well, but just with like the idea of working in a team, sharing the same vision. Like if everyone's got the same idea,
Yeah.
you're all working towards it.
Mint. And what turns you off creatively, spiritually, or emotionally?
Negativity. Like, again, if you're in a team, same kind of idea.
Definitely. What sound or noise do you love?
I put rain, but I don't even know.
Rain?
I don't mind rain.
That's interesting.
It's very sensual.
Ooh.
There's actually Spotify playlists of just rain.
Is that?
There's some website you can go on that just puts like a rain track over as well.
It's a bootleg.
I've done it before.
I used to put it on, yeah.
What noise or sound do you hate?
Like squeaking of rubber, but only sometimes it really goes through us. And sometimes I'm like not affected at all. It's really weird.
What is your favourite curse word?
I think this is like a flavour of the month one, but I went with chode for now.
Chode?
Yeah.
What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
I answered this one quite seriously, and I think it would be meant to be like a full-time streamer or professional gamer. Just get to play games for a living.
Good answer, yeah.
I'm still laughing at Sean. Okay.
What profession would you not like to do?
I've thought about this one a lot. Like, even before I got these questions, I knew I'd never want to be a handball goalkeeper.
It's a perfect answer.
It's just, how do you stop that? The montages of the best saves of them just hitting them in the head by accident.
Stupid as hell. They throw the ball towards the goal and they do the splits to try and save the ball. It's nuts.
On penalties, they like spin around and taunt you as well in like actual professional games. Because it's so easy to score.
I still think it's impossible to save a penalty.
Definitely.
And the 10th question, and final. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
I went for like a kind of Bruce Almighty kind of moment where God just basically says, it's my turn, hands over the keys, and I take over.
She's yours now and throws the keys to you.
Quick alternative though, Club Penguin's still playable in heaven.
Oh.
It hasn't been shut down.
Do you think it'll be in like the pet section?
I'd go straight to the DJ booth in Club Penguin.
Jack, your turn.
Mm-hmm.
What is your favourite word?
I would have to say conspiracy.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to have a bad time when someone mentions a conspiracy.
Very true. What is your least favourite word?
Pussy. I mean, it's just a minging word. It's proper minging.
What turns you on creatively, spiritually, or emotionally?
I mean, it's you could probably guess it, but it would be magicians.
Right.
Magicians turn you on.
Oh yeah.
What turns you off creatively, spiritually, or emotionally?
I think I would go with force. Anything that's forced. You know, like if you're forced to do work or if you're forced to be in a situation.
Right. Yeah.
It's like
That's a good one,
that's
that.
forced. Yeah.
What sound or noise do you love?
Oh, it's got to be throat singing, doesn't it?
It's easy on the ears.
The hang guy. It just sounds
Hang guy?
amazing. It's like you don't hear it enough.
That's very true. It's very true. What sound or noise do you hate?
Alarms. You know, like a generic car alarm. Does it
Yeah.
just go on? Like when you're trying to get to sleep at night and there's just one going off at the bottom of your street. It just won't stop for an hour.
Good answer. What is your favourite curse word?
Oh, right. I've got like two. I couldn't decide, so it's either batty or minge. It's gonna be one of them two. It's one.
What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
I think that's already been discussed. I want to be a magician.
Fair enough. What profession would you not like to do?
I'd hate to go in the army.
Interesting. Let's not dig deeper. And 10. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
I guess it would be something along the lines of, "Oh, the radioactive spiders are over there." Yes.
I gotta think for a second there. I was like, what?
I'm just gonna let 10 bite me. It'll be like 10 times better. Or die again. Well, actually, I can't die if I'm already dead.
What if you
See
could?
what happens.
If you
that'd
could
be so
die in
shit,
heaven?
wouldn't it?
What if there was another heaven? Even better, like one ups it.
I would
don't
just
know.
keep killing myself until I get to a spot where it's like, yeah, I can live here.
But what if you don't know there's another heaven above it? So if you die another time, that's it?
I mean, hang on. So if you're talking about heaven, if you kill yourself, that's suicide, which is like not a good thing.
It's a
isn't
sin. It's a sin.
It's a sin.
Yeah.
So you would just go straight to hell then, wouldn't you?
Yeah. It would have to be
Murder? Because you
murder
can't
or
die
accident.
from age.
Yeah.
Accident, yeah.
Like falling into a tub of radioactive spiders.
Something like that.
Yeah.
As long as in the second heaven I still have the Spider-Man powers.
Just before you dive into the paddling pool of spiders, just say oops. And like pretend to
Oops.
slip. So it looks like an accident.
What about you then, Connor? You got a favourite word?
I chose mystery.
Ooh.
I like the word mystery.
You got a least favourite word?
Disappointed. I don't like to hear disappointed. It's not a good one.
Sometimes it's good.
Disappointed!
What turns you on creatively, spiritually, or emotionally?
Enthusiasm. Just, I like to get enthusiasm. Like, enthusiastic people just motivates us.
That's a good one. Same for what turns you off.
Exclusion. I don't like it. I don't like seeing it. In any way, shape, or form.
What sound or noise do you love?
I love a good fart, like. I'm not gonna lie.
We know that.
It's one of the things, like. I would try to do it, but I'm smiling, so, like, I can't do it.
You're just thinking about it, it's making you sweat.
Yeah. So immature, man.
What sound or noise do you hate?
The same answer as what you did for one of them. Negativity.
Well, that's good as well. What's your favourite curse word, Connor?
Bloody hell. It was one of them ones when I was a kid, and I distinctly remember being told off for saying bloody hell because I didn't think it was like a bad word or a bad term. And I just
Not.
I don't get why people think it is.
I remember I said it to my dad, or I said it to my mum, and I was like, bloody hell. And they were like, what did you say? I was like, oh my god, what have I done?
Like fart. No, that's not a swear word.
No.
What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
I'd love to be an F1 driver.
What's your reason behind it?
I like F1. And I think it's...
Fair reason.
Yeah. It's one of them like proper adrenaline sports, which I think will be mint.
Aye. The sort of profession you wouldn't like to do?
A surgeon. Not for me, like.
No?
Nah. Pressure.
Someone else's life in your hands.
Just, there's so much pressure. You've got to have steady hands, and, like, nah, not for me. Nope.
Some of them stand there for like 8 hours doing nothing but the surgery as well. Like you don't
unbelievable.
eat or go to the toilet or anything.
Can't be squeamish as well, like.
Well, there's that.
Like, no room for error.
Yeah. It's definite no, like, on my list.
If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
I'd like him to ask us a question. Do you want to be an angel or a ghost?
Ooh.
So, like, God's given us an option to be an angel, to live in heaven, or go back to Earth as a ghost. Mess with some fools.
I'm guessing you're going to be a ghost.
Hell yeah. We were talking about the other day about mediums. And, like, it'd be unbelievable to fuck with a medium. Do you know, like, the fake, obviously. the medium. But like, imagine like just fucking with them. Being like, I'm really here. They're like, who was that? Be mint. The possibilities are endless as a ghost.
Is your decision final as well? You can't then redecide, I want to go to heaven now.
Oh, if it's my decision... No, it's not final. I
So
can
if
change.
it was a final decision then, what would you do?
Probably ghost.
So you'd rather live for a ghost for all eternity?
Yeah, I'd rather see like the evolution of man than to be on a cloud for the rest of like eternity. Even though thinking about it, as an angel, you could look down to earth and watch.
Don't overthink it.
No, I won't. Yeah, I thought them questions were just really interesting to see, like, each one of us insights to the questions, basically. Just some information, like, the profession stuff was quite interesting. To see what you guys would not like to do or what you would like to do.
Yeah, definitely.
And, like, stuff what motivates you and what doesn't motivate you. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. One of the things I'd like to mention on the podcast is I'm going away out of the country for 3 months. So one of the things that we did is there might be a little revival of a failed episode from that was meant to be episode 4. This is reference to the game show that we failed to do, but we did record it. We went back to it and we've done a bit of editing, and it's not as bad as what we first thought it was going to be. It's still it's quite cringeworthy, but I still think it's quite entertaining. Would you agree?
Yeah. Yeah, essentially we just talked it over, didn't we? We just thought, like, one might as well upload this, we'll cover it. And it's like, it's one of our memories, we enjoy it. Although the sort of content, the way that we wanted it, didn't come out right at all.
No.
But we still had it on the back burner, and we just thought, you know what, why don't we just get it up anyway? It was a laugh.
We did
not a serious one.
Yeah, no. We did a bit of editing the other week, and we added a bit of production to it, like a bit of like game sounds and section sounds and stuff like that. So look out for that. We're not sure when we're going to drop it, but I don't want to put a schedule on it. But look out for it. It's coming.
So that does it for episode 7. As always, follow us on all our social media, on our Twitter, Facebook, join our Discord server. If you aren't already, check out our YouTube. We've been putting up loads of gaming videos. A variety of games now as well. Some GTA ones, miscreated ones. So, I've been Jona.
I've been Jack.
I've been Connor.
Thanks for listening. Stay tight.